Okay, the Maamar Vato Tetzaveh, we're middle of Eis Tes, closer to Eis Yud. In the Maimorim Lukotim, it's page Kuf Lamed Hey, middle of the page. Okay, the last thing that Rebbe was explaining that Yidden are oppressed by being in Golus, Nishba V'nitka, not because of a torture or just because we're in Golus. He says that touches the essence of the Jew. And he said even if a Jew like Rabbi, that there was no Churban, he didn't feel the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash. Nevertheless, the fact that Elokus, there is a place in the world that Elokus is not revealed, this itself bothers the person. And like you said, if there would be a tzaddik gomer, the Mashiach would come already. Or the word, the last thing we learned, choila equals 49. That if somebody is still missing the 50th level, they're still called chola. Okay, v'yadua masher kosva tzamach tzedek. It's known what the tzamach tzedek writes. Shayanish ma'mer Rabbeinu. That was heard from the Alter Rebbe. Ich will sich gar nicht, I don't want anything. Ich will nicht ein Gan Eden. Ich will nicht ein Elam Haba. I don't want your Gan Eden. I don't want your Elam Haba. Ich will mehr nicht wie dich allein. I only want you. That means, what did Alter Rebbe want? The Alter Rebbe said, I don't want revelations, I want you. Meaning, the fact that Alter Rebbe used to say it, the fact that the Tzemach Tzedek said Alter Rebbe used to say, means it wasn't a random once in a blue moon. It was a common occurrence that Alter Rebbe said this. Ubefrat, and especially after the Tzemach Tzedek revealed it, it's given the potential, the power to every single Yid, that what should be the primary will, Yagili Atzmas, the revelation of the essence. Meaning like this. The Rebbe explains many times that first of all, there are a lot of things that weren't revealed yet. Historically. The fact that now they were revealed means now is the time for that Aveda. And even if you're speaking about Aveda of great tzaddikim, like the Alter Rebbe or whatever, the fact that the Rabbeim publicized it, why did they publicize it? Who cares? The Alter Rebbe did it. Okay, he's the Alter Rebbe. So, it's not up to us. What's the connection to us? The fact that the Rabbeim publicized it shows that this level is shaykh to every single Jew. In other words, through this, that the Rabbeim publicized it, so this broke through the Inyan, now the Rabbeim gave the koyach that every single Jew could reach that. That means it's possible that every single Jew should reach the level that the Alter Rebbe was, that I don't want your Gan Eden, I don't want your Olam Haba, I don't want any of your revelations, as great as they are, I just want you. And he says, to the extent, he wants Elokus to such an extent that that if this revelation is not revealed, the essence of Hashem, Mikosh came Bizman Gols, especially in the time of Gols, we don't even have the revelations, let alone we don't have the essence. We don't even have the revelations of the way it was in the Bizman Abayis. Because a person becomes oppressed by this, Gimmel, and we ask 3 times a day or more if there's Musaf. What we're asking, Hashem should bring back the Shechina, meaning like it was. Then when Mashiach comes, it won't only be a revelation of God like it was by the first Beis HaMikdash, second Beis HaMikdash. Is going to be the revelation of the essence. That's what Mashiach is going to accomplish. Through the level of causes. From the mere fact that we're in Golus, Magim Lamor, you come to the essence. And in the next paragraph, the Rebbe is going to explain it even more. The ultimate level of the revelation of the essence of Hashem is not Mesiras Nefesh, not anything of that, and the Rebbe explains in the next paragraph why, but the whole revelation of the essence is only when a Jew is broken from the mere fact that we're in Golus. Because then you see it touches their essence, that they're broken. How do you know something touches the essence of somebody? The essence is when they're broken, then you know they really mean it. Then it touches the core. Yeah, you see by little kids, they cry very easily. Yeah? Why? Because they don't have the maturity to be able to handle it, so right away they cry. Here now, the Rebbe is explaining the level of Nishpa v'Nitka from the causes of Galus. He's going to explain it even more, is greater than the causes of Mordechai and Esther, which was the ultimate level of Mesiras Nefesh, that caused the culmination and the ultimate conclusion of Matan Torah, V'Kibla Yehudim. The level of causes from the mere fact when there's no Mesiras. The Rebbe said you can have good begashmis, could be harchava beruchnias begashmis, everything could be great. There is no Mesiras Nefesh. Nobody's stopping us doing anything. This level of causes and the mere fact we're in Golus, that is a greater essential revelation of the essence than even Mesiras Nefesh to Mordechai. This, that the will of every single Jew is Gili Elokus, the revelation of Elokus, to the extent that it touches his core. I'll give you a simple Gashmistic emotion. When you do good for somebody, it's forgotten the day later. When you insult somebody, or God forbid do something bad to somebody, they remember that eternally. Why is it for something good they do to you, you forget it a day later, and an insult you remember for life? 50 years later you bring it up. Why is it? That's the fact. We know that's a human fact. Because when somebody insults you, it touches your core. Somebody does something that's all external. It's supposed to touch your core, but it's not. People make it external. When they tell you off for something and insult you, then it touches the essence of the core. Because then you're broken by what somebody else told you. When a Jew is broken from the mere fact that they're in Golus, that touches the core of the Jew. Even Mesiras Nefesh is not necessarily touching the core of the Jew. The Jew knows they need to have Mesiras Nefesh. And then again, the Rebbe is going to elaborate on the next paragraph. But the bottom line is the Rebbe is explaining the ultimate gilui of Alukus, of essence of the Neshama, is only when a person is cautious from the mere fact that we're in Golus. That because that level of broken, that there's Golus, is mitzad etzem, and neshama comes from the essence of the neshama mor sheben neshama, the level of mor, she is kashrus balukus, who is kashrus atzmis. Okay, this is the essential bond.
It has to be recognized. If the person is in Golus and has
we're talking the person has to know they're in Golus. Not only we all know we're in Golus. Listen, we all know. But it's not touching us. We're not broken about the Golus. We're more worried about other things than about the Golus.
If the guy is getting into his Bentley, and he's not recognized, he has to recognize that it is Golus.
That was the avodah of the Rebbe, especially in the last years, that people should not. What would they listen to all the sichas of Tafshin Nun, Tafshin Memten Nun, especially Nun Aleph and Beis, until Chav Zayin Oder. The whole thing was the inyan of Mashiach, of complacency in Golus. That people should want Mashiach.
No, we have to do something with Mashiach.
Wanting Mashiach doesn't mean, I say we want Mashiach now. That's a nice, beautiful, it's not nice, it's good. It's better than another statement somebody might say. But the question is, do we mean it? What? Person could say something else. We want Mashiach now. Not bad. We want Mashiach now. 4 words. Okay.
Sing it, do it.
Yeah, I can even say, you can even sloganize it. But all this stuff is not touching the core. Because the person is not broken. To give it simply means, it's not ultimate. You can't sleep at night because we're in Golus. I can't function during the day. God forbid a tragedy happens to a person, whatever shouldn't happen, whatever. The person doesn't sleep at night. You can't eat. You can't do. You're dysfunctional. Why? Because there's something bothering you. That's the word. Something bothers you. When something really bothers you, so then you become dysfunctional. So what the Rebbe is saying over here, the Rebbe is saying over here that the ultimate level of golus, of gilui of atzmus, is nishber v'nitka, broken, that we don't sleep or eat just because we're in golus. We can't handle it. That is a lofty level. But if we don't talk about it, we won't even know that there's something that we need to strive for. In other words, there's reaching a certain level. Yeah, but then there's another level, knowing at least what I'm supposed to be doing. You have another level, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't care what I'm supposed to be doing. I just nothing. So it's like a person who, the worst illness is not realizing you're sick. God forbid, the worst illness is when a person's really sick. I don't mean cold. They're, God forbid, really sick, and they don't realize it's sick. But if you realize you're sick, then you go to a doctor. The world says, when Mashiach comes, everybody is going to go get healthy except a crazy person. Everybody's going to become healthy except a crazy person. Why? A guy has a bad heart, to go to Mashiach and say, Mashiach, have a bad heart. They'll give him a bracha, he'll get well. A crazy person thinks everybody else is crazy. You're not going to come to Mashiach and say, Mashiach, I'm crazy, give me a bracha, I should be normal. He's going to come to Mashiach saying, Mashiach, you're crazy. So you don't even know you're ill. So we need to talk about it, even though to reach this level is the Rebbe's level. But the fact that the Rebbe spoke about it means, like the Rebbe says about the Rebbe, we have the ability to reach that level, or at least to understand that that's where we're supposed to be at. In other words, like you gave the example, when you go into your Bentley, realize, hey, you know what? We're still in Golos. That's what it is. So now he says in Yud, Yeshleimar, the P'chin is Hamor the Neshama. This level of Mor of the Neshama. Because again, how did the Rebbe get into this? Because the Rebbe said, L'chayra v'kibala Yehudim was after the miracle of Purim. After the Mesiras Nefesh was over. Right? They had Mesiras Nefesh. The decree was nullified. Haman's house was given to Esther, so there was transformation of evil to Kedusha. Yeah? But l'chayra, that's not when they said V'kibal HaYehudim. V'kibal HaYehudim was after the Mesiras Nefesh was over, after Haman's house was given to, then they said V'kibal HaYehudim, it said Shechel Lasas. So l'chayra, the Rebbe is asking, so it's not that level of Mesiras Nefesh we're talking about that brings a level higher than Matan Torah. Remember, the Rebbe said, Matan Torah, there was no Mesiras Nefesh, the Jews were on a lofty level. Purim, they were on a very low level, right, during the Gzeira of Haman. So therefore, they had this Mesiras Nefesh. So, but the Rebbe said, V'kibla Yehudim is after Mesiras Nefesh. So that's how the Rebbe got into this whole Inyan. There's Mesiras Nefesh, and then there's Nishper V'nitka. Like the Gemara said, Kata Avdid Achashverosh. Even after the Golus, the miracle of Purim, the Jews felt, they're supposed to feel at least, that we're still in Golus. And that caused V'kibal HaYehudim greater than the era of Mesiras Nefesh in Haman's time. It's a very revolutionary thing that Rebbe's teaching us here.
Wouldn't that cause depression?
No. Because if a person knows I could change the situation, it's all up to me, then you
how can it change?
You do one mitzvah.
Oh, okay.
What's that? One last one. Let me explain to you something. I promise you, Hashem wants Mashiach more than we do. Hashem is dying to reveal Himself. I mean, it's a funny expression. Hashem doesn't die, but Hashem wants to reveal Himself. Yeah, Golus doesn't allow Him. We don't even know, care about this whole thing, but Hashem cares. He wants to reveal. So why doesn't Hashem just bring Mashiach? He could do it. He knows how to do it. He could press the Mashiach button, Mashiach comes. Because then He did it, not us. It's not the Avard. The word is dira b'tachtenim. We make that happen. So Hashem wants that we bring Mashiach, not that He brings Mashiach. What?
Why was Alter Rebbe, or why did Alter Rebbe or Sanasev refuse for this person to move to Israel? Isn't moving to Israel really recognition that you're in Israel and you want Mashiach deeply?
A Jew standing by the Kaisel Maravi, yeah, says, Yerushalayim ircha berachmim toshuv. Please bring us back to Yerushalayim. Now you can't have more Yerushalayim than standing at the Kaisel, right? So why is the guy hacking at Israel, whatever, and he says, Yerushalayim ircha berachmim toshuv? Because we're not talking about today's Yerushalayim, we're talking about Yerushalayim of old, with Yerushalayim, the ultimate level of fear and the level of Beis Hamikdash and that. So even a Jew goes into Golus. First of all, it's not for now, it's later. But there's a whole argument if the mitzvah of living in Eretz Yisrael applies today or not. Okay, most pasukim say it doesn't apply today. The mitzvah of living in Eretz Yisrael, because it's only when all the Jews are there. Whatever, this is a separate issue. But this person's mission in life was to be where he was. So the Tzemach Tzedek said to him, your mission is here, make here holy. Wherever you are, a Jew has to make that place holy.
Rabbi, because of the holiday.